two top bakers are battling it out to create the ultimate dream birthday cake.
I'll work on a cake until I'm happy with it. I won't stop.
I tend to make enough to feed an army. There is no such thing as too much cake.
Based entirely on one little kid's big imagination. With Mom close at hand, the birthday boy must pick a winner on Best Cake Wins. Every parent wants to make their kids' birthday dreams come true, and Christine is no different. She wants to see her son Tobin get his ultimate birthday cake.
Yay, win!
Tobin loves birthday cakes. So does every other kid, but Tobin especially loves birthday cakes. He wants them to be big and messy and delicious, and it's definitely part of his birthday traditions.
I want to have the best birthday cake, so I drew what it's going to look like.
Tobin's designing a monster cake for his blood and guts themed birthday party. And his birthday cake design is going to be quite the challenge for our bakers.
It will have 3 monsters in it. A monster eating a monster that's trying to protect a baby monster. And all the monsters have peppermints for eyes. And I want the cake to be this big.
The challenge is create Tobin's dream monster cake with a main monster on top, a medium-sized chocolate monster below, and a rainbow-flavored baby monster. Time to meet our star bakers.
I'm Sam, and I'm the owner of Cakes Cove, and we make every genre delicious with cake, chocolate, and cookies. I specialize in the weird and the wonderful. I do fandom cakes, I do horror cakes. Never have I had children as clients before, so that's very exciting. My imagination is my secret weapon.
Our second challenger is a home baker with a lot of talent.
My name's Kristen, and I stay home with my boys. At nighttime, I'm a cake artist and baker. I think I'm a pretty fun person, and I think I'm pretty young at heart, so to me, there's nothing more satisfying than making memories for kids.
It's time for Sam and Kristen to see Tobin's birthday cake design.
All right, this is awesome.
I think we're making a monster cake today, guys.
Looks like some suckers here and some ice cream cone horns and some crazy eyes and a big scowl.
He wants a blood and guts party. My kind of kid, I like this.
This might pose to be a little bit tricky. I think I'm gonna hit up a local hardware store and see what I can come up with.
If anything goes wrong today, it will be that this guy will fall over, because it looks like he only has 2 supports. We'll figure it out.
The birthday party is tomorrow, so it's time to get cracking.
Let's do this. I'm going to make this the tentacle monster. Making him a tentacle monster will mean that we can hide the support systems within that, and then that way it will hold up all of this up here. So the other monster is going to be a chocolate cake, but I'm going to make him a fur texture to make him a little bit more scary. And because we're doing a blood and guts party, I thought it would be really fun if when you cut into this bottom cake, he started to bleed.
Sam's cake plan is use vanilla cake for her top tentacle monster. Her middle monster will be covered in fur icing with a bloody coulis filling. And her baby monsters will be candy-filled, multicolored cupcakes. Over in her kitchen, Baker Kristen is wasting no time.
I'm not big into sketching my cake designs that much. I find like I do a lot of, brainstorming in my head.
Kristen's cake plan is to build a large monster cake using plumbing pipe for support. The middle monster will be a chocolate sponge cake with a Swiss meringue buttercream filling. And her baby monster will be a vanilla-flavored rainbow cake.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to make the rainbow cake, the little guy here. It makes me a little bit nervous to think about somebody else creating the exact same cake off of a drawing. But I think that my creativity and my desire to make things larger than life, I think I got this. It's all going in there. That's good.
Meanwhile, Sam is whipping up a monstrous amount of cake.
I usually tend to make enough to feed an army, but that's all right. There is no such thing as too much cake. At this point, you can overmix it, so you don't want to do that. because otherwise you'll have a really tough cake.
For the rainbow cake, I've decided that I'm going to use a variety of colors. I'm going to use green, red, and purple. And then with the cake, it'll have a little bit of a yellow look. So it'll have a few colors in there for them. It's gonna make kids go crazy.
But isn't something missing?
I just remembered I forgot to add my vanilla. The good thing is that we only have a small amount of the batter without vanilla, so it's kind of our lucky day. We can add the remainder of the vanilla into our rainbow cake batter. There we go. Good thing I remembered before it went in the oven, because that's the point of no return. I think if I were turning 9 years old, this is the kind of cake and colors I would want, that's for sure.
Looks like Kristen's ticking the box on Tobin's Rainbow Monster Cake.
A little bit more there.
In Sam's kitchen, she's starting to play with the colors for her rainbow cake.
A lot of people think that baking is a science, but for me, I just like to experiment. And you don't need a lot of color. A little bit of color goes a long way. And you can always add more, but you can't take away. My kitchen has never exploded yet. And that is perfect.
There's more than one way to make a rainbow cake. Sam's method is to layer the colors. When the baked cake is sliced, the stacked design will be revealed. Things are about to get sticky as our bakers put the blood and guts into Tobin's birthday cake design.
Oh, it's blood oozing out.
But which one will he crown the winner?
Oh, awesome.
Top bakers Sam and Kristen are battling it out to create a birthday cake that will take center stage at Tobin's birthday party tomorrow.
It's gonna make kids go crazy.
Tobin is about to turn 9, and he has big ideas for his birthday cake.
The cake will look like a monster eating a monster that's trying to protect a baby monster.
I think these are done. Perfect.
Kristen has started with Tobin's mini monster rainbow cake.
Now we're going to assemble our little rainbow cakes to make the tiny little cake that's on the side. Now you can see the swirl on the inside of that one there. So now I'm gonna get my icing, put it between my layers. It's looking good. I think we're nice and level, so now I just have to ice the exterior.
As Kristen finishes icing her rainbow monster cake, Sam is starting on some edible monster eyes.
I'm using black food coloring and a black powder. I'm gonna add a little bit of depth all the way around to give a little bit more of a sinister, monster-y feel to it. This is where they really get their emotion. I'm going to give them all their pupils. And then when that's on the monster, it'll look really cool.
Now the fun part. I'm going to start assembling this bottom tier, this bottom monster. It's gonna be made of chocolate cake, and I'm gonna use 4 layers. It looks tall enough to me, so I don't really think that there's a reason at all to put another tier on. It's perfect the way it is.
Over in Sam's kitchen, she's assembling her medium-sized monster. But this one will have a gooey surprise.
So for our secret middle, when you cut into this cake, it's going to start bleeding. So I have to make the secret compartment for that. We'll get a nice big amount of blood when you cut it open. That's gonna be our bottom. I'm gonna take some buttercream, stick that right on top and line it up. And this just creates a really nice reservoir to keep all of your blood in. We're gonna do one of the best parts. We get to add the blood. And I am using a raspberry coulis.
Coulis is a thick jam-like sauce made from pureed fruit.
And because we're putting the fur texture on it, this doesn't have to be perfect.
Sam is using a chocolate buttercream icing to cover her chocolate cake.
And then we'll just pop this in the fridge.
Now we're ready to cover our bottom big cake in fondant. So I chose red fondant. My least favorite thing about cake decorating, I always say that it's doing the dishes, which I do not like, but I actually think it's rolling out fondant.
Fondant is a sugary dough-like icing, and Kristen has dyed hers red to decorate her middle monster cake.
I'm going to take my rolled out fondant and drape it over the cake. So you want to try to avoid any of this buckling here. And then just keep it, oh, got a bit of an issue here.
While Kristen sees if she can fix her fondant, Sam is ready to pipe textured icing to create a fur look on her medium cake.
I'm using a piping tip with lots of little holes. This is not working the way I want it to.
Sam isn't happy with how soft the icing is.
Not furry. Now, I'm gonna have to scrape this off and try and cool this down in the fridge and try again.
While Sam's furry frosting gets put on ice, Kristen is no further along with her fondant.
It doesn't look like I can fix that. I have to do it over.
As the competition heats up, Tobin's monster cakes come to life.
This is when the magic happens. The cake stops being a cake and becomes a monster. Happy birthday, Tobin!
Two top bakers, Sam and Kristen, are facing off to see which of their creations Tobin will crown as the winning cake on his big day.
We're gonna do one of the best parts.
But the cake design is a real challenge. The scale and angle of the largest monster has the bakers worried.
If anything goes wrong today, it will be that this guy will fall over.
And Kristen has run into trouble.
Got a bit of an issue here. If it was this tiny little spot, I could cover it up with some details, but I have to do it over. I'm pretty easygoing, but when it comes to cake stuff, I'm pretty emotional. I get frustrated easily, and I'm very determined. Oh, I hope I just don't ruin the buttercream underneath, too. I'll work on a cake until I'm happy with it. I won't stop. So I'm gonna now redo my least favorite part of cake making, which is rolling out fondant. Oh, man. All right, let's try this again. Oh, boy. It's like a workout. Perfect.
While Kristen has repaired her faulty fondant, Sam has chilled her icing and is ready to give her fur texture another try.
Hope this works. Now that it's a little bit cooler, we're getting fur. Much better. We have fur. Perfect.
Right now I have the monster done. So I'm gonna start decorating this large cake at the bottom here, starting with these awesome little horns that Tobin drew. These are gonna go on top of the cake. This cone is 100% edible, so if one of the children at the party really love rice cereal treats, they can help themselves. The ice cream cones are a little bit heavy, and without the support, they're going to make the cake sag. That's not good. Those are some big horns.
So in Tobin's drawing, he's got the little rainbow monster. Now it's time to go back and decorate him. Some candy right into the center. Usually there's more candy involved when you have a kid client, but when there's cake involved, aren't we all kids? Obviously has to have rainbow buttercream. I'm gonna take the same 6 colors that we made for the cupcakes, except now in buttercream form.
Just keep adding the colored icing until the bag is full, and you're ready to pipe.
Just start squeezing until all of the colors are coming out like that. Now, I'm gonna take a little bit of yellow fondant and make a beak shape for the mouth. Make sure his eyes are right above it, and then a candle. Done. 1 down, 5 to go.
Kristen is about to tackle the trickiest part of Tobin's design, the looming monster cake.
I found a long piece of PVC piping and I had it cut down. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to affix the rice cereal treats to my structure and see how they work. I'm trying to build up the corner so it doesn't look like an L shape. I want it to have like a curve. So it's gonna take me a while to build up all these rice cereal treats. Kids have amazing imaginations, so sometimes their architectural plans don't always translate into real life. So because there is a monster over the smaller cake, I'm a little bit worried about the structure, getting it to stand up, make sure that it's stable. Here I have some modeling chocolate that I've made. It's made from corn syrup and white chocolate candy wafers. I'm gonna add this to the outside of these rice cereal treats, and it's gonna almost act like a coating, and it'll harden and make sure that these don't start falling off and sagging over time.
As Kristen adds the flesh to her structure, Sam starts on the skeleton for her main monster.
So now that the bottom monster has been put together and he's got his fur, I'm making the structure and I'm covering it in the rice treats. I think I am going to have to add the third leg to Tobin's monster cake, and for us that will be a tentacle, which will be really cool. Hopefully he forgives me for that, but I think I'd rather 3 tentacles than him fall over. Always adapting.
With her structure built, it's time for Sam to add some fondant skin to her tentacle monster.
Normally, if I wanted to put this fondant on, I would put it on a little bit thicker so you didn't see the texture of the rice treats, but I actually want to keep the texture and I'm going to add more to it.
So this is the PVC pipe that I made, covered in rice cereal treats and modeling chocolate. All I have to do is finish painting it.
Kristen is using an edible food paint and green gel food coloring to breathe life into Tobin's monster design.
A tentacle monster can never have too much texture. This is when the magic happens, when the cake stops being a cake and becomes a monster.
I really love the spike candles on the top. That's my favorite part of the cake, and that all came from Tobin's imagination.
Open wide. Make it drip out of his mouth a little bit and let it land wherever it wants.
I think I should leave naming this guy up to Tobin. It is his birthday.
Happy birthday, Tobin. Hope you like it.
With the cakes complete, it's time for Sam and Kristen to reveal their creations to the birthday boy.
Which one of these is your birthday cake?
Bakers Sam and Kristen have each been hard at work bringing Tobin's birthday cake dream to life.
Oh, man.
Their goal is to win the top spot at Tobin's Blood and Guts birthday party. The party's ready, the cakes have arrived. It's time for Tobin to decide which cake wins.
I'm excited to see the other cake. I'm excited to see Tobin's reaction to both of our cakes. I'm going to let the monsters tell them their own story.
I know he's gonna love it. I'm confident that I did a really good interpretation of his drawings.
Happy birthday, Tobin!
Oh my goodness, they look just like your drawing.
This is awesome.
Look at the tongue. Are you excited to eat one of them?
Yeah.
This is my monster cake. Up here, we've got your berry flavored. It's vanilla cake with vanilla buttercream and layer of raspberries. And this guy down here, his name is Lupin, and he is a chocolate buttercream cake. When you cut into him, he's actually gonna bleed. So when you take the first cake slice away, it's gonna bleed all over the place. The rainbow icing is vanilla, and then the cupcake is vanilla, and it has all these candies inside that each have their own flavor as well. The texture down here is a little bit of rice treats, and then each little dot is sort of hand-placed, and it's all just pockmarked. And I also brushed a little bit of petal dust on top to bring out some of the extra texture, so it gives it a little bit more depth. And I really like tentacles, so I made him a tentacle monster. I hope that's okay.
Is that okay? Yeah, I think so. Amazing.
What I've created for you is a giant monster. I wanted him to be larger than life, and I kind of used these other 2 cakes as the victims. So you'll see there's sprinkles and those mints that you wanted. You'll notice he's got candy corn teeth, but they're sharp and mangled. He's got a glossy tongue. He's ready to just like tear these guys apart. I love the idea of those candle spikes, so I made them out of fondant. I used some really big detail in the eyes, eyelids and stuff. I know you said you wanted it gory, so he's pretty creepy.
What's the flavor of all the cakes?
So this guy down below, he's a chocolate cake like you said you wanted.
Yeah.
But he's got those ice cream cone horns, so I turned them in to give that horn look. And then beside him, we've got this little cupcake style cake, and it's a rainbow cake as well.
It's awesome.
When I first saw the other cake, I loved it. She did a great job. It was really big. We had the same ideas, so with more eyeballs, the better.
Sam had some amazing details on there, things I hadn't thought of doing, like the mint eyes and the hair that she did on the cake underneath. She did a really amazing job.
Okay, Tobin, you have to choose a cake. Which one of these is your birthday cake?
This one. Because it's so gross. That creepy tongue and the creepy eyes and the purple eyelids. It's just so awesome.
These amazing, talented bakers brought his dream cake to life. It blew my expectations away.
Happy birthday to you.
I feel great. It's super exciting. I think you made a good choice, for sure.
Okay, guys, who wants some cake?
Can I have a bite? My friends are like amazed at the cake. They love the cake.
They were ready to jump right in, weren't they?
It tastes awesome.
Way better than what I could do, right?
Yeah. It's blood. It's blood. People are going to be talking about this cake for decades and decades.
I will.